wholeness and balanced vibrations, and welcome to Sevan Raw again. So what this is really about is this is about getting knowledge, information to you, power to you, and getting that to you in the best format that works for me. So that means there's no curation, hence the term raw. So one take, we're looking to get this done. This is a continuation of yesterday's projection, which is about rebuilding your consciousness, getting into the expansion, etc. And I'm probably sure I'm going to forget it at the end of the video, so I'll say it now. If you've got some people that you care about and some people that you want to get involved in getting themselves to that next level, get them involved, get them to like, get them to subscribe, share this with them and let them know, hey, it's going on. This dude is breaking down the body and how it's put together, and I think he has what it takes to let us know what's going on. So I want to start this off today. It's a little bit loud in the room because there is a miner over there. And but what I want to do is I want to just show you something very briefly, just so I don't take for granted that everybody understands it. So sometimes it's just good to remember certain things, to bring it back in front of the consciousness once again, to say, oh, okay, yeah, that is how it works. So what I'm showing you right now on this screen is I'm showing you that I'm actually going through a process of growing a specific kind of crystal, because I have this interest in using this specific metamaterial on this beetle to actually create some very expansive stuff. Now, here's the thing. You would imagine that if there was something amazing going on or something amazing found out, that it would just be on TV and they would put it on World Star and you would know about it. But that's just not how it works. When something amazing happens and someone is at the aptitude of being able to discover that, generally they take it right into someone who may be able to fund it or may be able to do something. And immediately, once the contracts and things start, they can't talk anymore about their own project. So I just want to say that there's a lot that you can still do by learning stuff about basic chemistry, learning things about metaphysics, learning things about resonance, etc. And of course, that's what we teach. But with that being said, that means that just don't imagine that everybody has discovered everything and that there's nothing for you to discover and there's nothing that you can create that does some amazing stuff for you, because everything is dialed into you. So with this crystal specifically, so what you're looking at, okay, so what you're looking at with this dark area, right, is this is actually what the crystal is eating. And the reason why I'm showing you this is just for you to remember that there's crystals all in the body. The pineal gland itself is a crystal. Also, even if you went and took a microscope onto a doorknob, there is literally a crystal growing on the doorknob, just from the grease and buildup that is turned into calcium and then metamorphosized itself from there. And so all that DNA and all that's on that doorknob is now locked into that crystal, and that's what I was bringing forth with just that amazing presentation, if I could say so myself. Even though it's a bit long, we would love to see it shortened into its high point. So if there's any editors out there that want to work with something like that, just really holler at me, because I need it. But that 3-hour video that I put together recently about proof that we're an illusion is to remember that the whole thing is crystalline. So whether you're looking at it from a fractal level or whether you're looking at it from the massive level, you would see it as a crystal. I just want to make sure my stuff is running over here. So check this out. So what's happening here is that this crystal is actually eating this and then growing from it. So this is what I want you to understand about. It doesn't really matter what you're putting inside of your body. It's still going to grow into a crystal. But the thing is that this crystal is going to lock in the memory of what has happened. And let me see if I can make this look better on your side. And this is what we're working with rebuilding. Okay, so I just want to make that very clear. All right, so let's go ahead and take it to the next room then, because we're going to continue this. Okay, we in the house. So listen. So yesterday I actually ran the gauntlet. I found that, I would admit I fell off. I've been off literally for about 4 months, ever since Envision. That's all I remember. Is after that, it was just like, woo, tons of energy. So I got a chance to get some yoga in, which I'm going to show everyone. And that's going to be some of the upcoming classes. It's just some basic stuff you can do to get your stretch on first. In fact, you see how I'm staging this is it's not that I can't explain to you everything that you need to understand right now to get it to the next level. But what people are saying to me is that, yes, Evan, but you just cram it all into this whole presentation, and then when I'm left with, I don't know where to start. So I just say, well, go to the university, and of course you could get it there. But then some people are like, well, and they got other reasons why they haven't joined the university. So I decided, okay, well, let's do another run because we're about to go into semester 3 and it's going to be even more crunk. So people need to catch up. So what I have to do now is I have to now get everyone up to par at pace with what exactly is happening. And so what that means is you need to rebuild that crystalline structure in your body, and you need to do that rapidly. So the first and foremost, that's all we're going to talk about. We're going to build it from the ground up. We're going to start with the skeletal system, and then we're going to work up into these ligaments. So that way, when you start really running this gauntlet like I'm doing, you don't get injured. Likewise, for guys that are already on their own thing and doing amazing stuff with their body, they get the recap because they probably know about a lot of this. But in addition, they also get a chance to learn some additional techniques. And remember that it's always important for us to pace ourselves. And then it's also important for us to really push ourselves, but at that proper medium. So let's talk about just first and foremost, this is the secret sauce. Now, I will say this to everyone right now. Look, you don't have to do this. You could choose to do it, choose to think about it, not do it at all. It's all on you. If you are looking at this video right now, you're spending your time, and I think it's time well invested because there's a lot of stuff that people spend their time on daily that, they could get a better value for their time. So this is just about the basics. So when you decide you want a manual for your own body, then you would turn this on again and say, okay, maybe I'll go grab those salts. Due to facts. One, huge magnesium deficiency going on in the world, period. Like, we're in Costa Rica, so we at least get stuff coming from the ground. Most people, do you think these people are spending as much money as they can to provide the food to you? Even if it's quote-unquote organic and all the sub-labels of organic? No, they're going to try to spend as cheap. Like, you should see what they pay these farmers, etc. They're going to spend as least amount as possible. Just if they're going to spend money, it's going to be on the licensing and the regulations. That's where their money is going to go. And they're going to try to get this stuff as cheap as possible. Then when it comes to you, the seeds, how long are these seeds? Are they heirloom? No. How long have these seeds actually even been mature? What is the parents of these seeds? Like, there's going to be so many things to consider about whether this plant can actually produce a mineral subset that will be sufficient for a person's body. That's just somebody who's considering eating the plants, let alone what else is out there, basically petroleum. Like, they're revealing that a lot of the stuff that's actually coming out now, they figured out how to mix up a petroleum kind of blend with some extra additives, and it tastes like the real thing, but it's kind of like the Uncle Ben's rice. It's like, it's just perfect. So check it out. This is what has to happen. You have, all right, I'm running. You got the secret sauce. Now look at these sauce. Can I even get you in there? I mean, that's that great. Hey, like, this is, so what happens with magnesium is that, okay, so there's one huge magnesium import-exporter that, I won't even name on this conversation, but they are responsible for running the entire magnesium industry. And magnesium is used to work with computers and chips and all that kind of stuff. So what they do is they send these high-grade magnesiums over into these electronic companies and things that are building these high-end technologies. And then they shoot this cheap magnesium. It's like the byproduct. It's like, because everything has a poor quality. They shoot that on the market and then they put the price really low. So then it's like, okay, so for anyone who's up on the magnesium, which is really only me and my guy has developed some things that are so miraculous that, I'm just going to leave it at that. You got to try it yourself. When it comes to rebuilding this and regenerating this, magnesium has always been an ally, but people take magnesium. And we've had videos about this, about you can't take magnesium inside and then expect it not to come right out again. That's what it does. It doesn't absorb. You're on the wrong side. So you need it to go into the cellular system, and the only way you can do that is to soak it in. Now, I just recently found out, even myself personally, because some of the recommendations are to use a cup, and because this was originally designed for athletes, like high-end athletes that are really, they got to repair by the next day. I found that I could use this cap worth, which actually gives me quite a cap worth in the bathtub after a real day. Man, this is, you thank me later. We'll just say it like that. So you need magnesium. Now there's 3 forms then. You can soak yourself in it, so there's no excuses. We have one that's a cream, which I'll link in the description. There's a cream that you could just rub on the body and it absorbs, and then there's a spray for the fast guy. Like, I've even started using the spray now because like for instance, with this ankle over here, I'm working with him, okay? This is a body, it's like our camel, we're riding on it, so it's good to, communicate, be like, hey, how you feeling? Hey, that ankle thing that happened when we were doing the backflip on the treadmill, how's that going right now, seeing I haven't been working out on you? So when you grind back down, when the muscles that have built up around, the ligaments that are new, that are building up around and trying to grow, when you recede from your workout or your ability to actually increase their growth, they start to recede, and then you start feeling that pain again if you did do any recovery at all or complete recovery. So what happens is when it's broken down again, like some people are at that point right now, it is best to go through these processes I'm going to be talking about in relation to getting that warmed up. See, I got to be careful even what I say. Getting it warmed up and getting it put together properly and getting it infused properly, so that way when you start building over it again, you don't have any issues. And this is why we're going to ride the ladder all the way up. We're not even talking about water yet. So you have this other element. This is actually Dr. Kassar, man. Dr. Kassar, wholeness. If you get this, I know your people are listening, tell you what's up, man. You've done beautiful things, and you've really taught us all how it is to be a real human being. And I just wish more people would recognize, just these kind of people who really just put in the work from the kindness of their soul. It's just in their core. That's what they do, giving thanks. So they carry this product, MSM. This is what I'm using right now. We don't carry MSM. It's just not important for us to carry everything. We got allies. Pick up some MSM. This will last you for, you need 1/4 gram of this. And of course, you can administer it to family members, etc. This is sulfur, basically. And this is one of the most abundant elements in the body. The body needs it. You can actually even use this 3 times a day. Like, I have a body because I'm so super tuned that if I get too much of anything and my balance comes off, I just get headaches. And then if I have the headache and think through quantum teleportation, it's difficult. So the reality is that I have to have elements that don't push me into that level. So what I'm recommending, especially for those that are sensitive, is to check some of this stuff out and back down the dosage. Fools rush in, like take it slow, and even with secret sauce, etc., and see just how much power we're talking about. The next thing is myothon. It's just, you have to have that branch chain set of amino acids that you're using all the time, like that it actually being used to construct the DNA. And I've been using myothon for, I guess, 3 or 4 years and never had headaches, never had issues. I take 2 caps. Like, I always have lower dosages than most people. I take 2 caps, like every time I need it. Like, let's say once before the workout, I'll take 2 caps. And then at night, if I'm, working on, because I'm really building something, then I'm going to take 2 more caps before I go to bed. Well, most importantly, I'm going to get inside of some of that magnesium, and then most importantly, that Shilajit, because it has an 85 plus mineral subset with fulvic acid. This is mountain gold. This is our bona fide source, freshly harvested Shilajit with that 85 plus mineral. So did you notice when you go to the internet and you just look up high quality premium minerals or something like that, you get nothing back? And you're thinking, like, I know Centrum is not it. I know, like, these big particle vitamins are not it. What else is out there? So anyway, the goal is keeping it short. You have the elements. We're going to jump back in again. Still Sevan Raw. I'm going to keep it moving. I got stuff that I got to do today even. Like I said, get your people involved. Let them know, look, it's time to rebuild things because it is your DNA. Like, sometimes we be like, I don't know if I can really keep dealing with mom, or I don't know if I can really keep dealing with my uncle, or I don't know. But the truth is that if you can find an element to be like, and get that vibration together, because your DNA is still in there, he becomes or she becomes a resonance and an amplification point for what you're doing next. And these are the elements, just like I showed you. They have like crystals build up in the feet. People look at crystals so high, it's like when they say light, and they never seen dirty light, right? Like in photography, we've seen dirty light before. It's like they see crystals up here. No, we've seen dirty crystals, occlusions, fractions, bubbles. So the reality is that everything comes in its grades and its qualities. Get your crystals light. I am a walking affirmation. That imagination and focus and patience get you closer to your aspiration. And just because they give you shit don't mean you have to take it. My words capture greatness, sworn affidavits. Yours truly, the celestial being you stay seeing pulling up in the fresh European. Hot stepping out of it, dressed to a T, and not another got more soul. Less you Korean, I've been having visions and that.